In the realm of
That's fair.
Did he say skunk butt?
Is it? It's playing. It's playing with the area, but not quite.
Well, it's,
all right.
The city of San Diego is looking to revamp the Gaslamp.
It's one of San Diego's busiest streets, and there's a plan to close it off to traffic.
We're talking all the way down Fifth Avenue from Flocc.
It has been a dream for city leaders for decades, and today it's coming true. Fifth Avenue will be closed to traffic.
Are frustrated over delay of expanding the Promenade.
Hey guys, I'm Brian. This is Khalil.
We are Beers of a Feather. We are a great show that introduces great questions
With even better brews. Today we are at Half Door Brewing here in San Diego, California, steps away from Petco Park. If you don't know about this place, you got to come by.
Half Door Brewing.
Half Door
yeah,
Brewery.
Half Door Brewery, yeah.
You can read books while you're drinking beer. They have a wonderful kitchen. I love the food here. The food here is really good.
I haven't tried the food so far.
Well, you're going to have to try
but I love
some
the
before we
beer.
go. And yeah, we're here with Mr. Emmett. And
Will it be possible to go from LA to San Francisco in 2 hours?
Our Airbnb's dying because between the rowdy neighbors and those crazy
Follow me for more sexy progress pics.
and we are going to go and learn all about the project from what we know, because just like any other projects, I've noticed that like you can really only find what people want you to see, or at least for me, because I have to find it on Google. So
I mean, thanks for the intro and thanks for having me, guys. This is a lot of fun. I mean, I've put myself out there on all like short version of videos, so this is kind of new for me to do a long form video and like a sit down interview, and you guys have been super warm and welcoming. I appreciate it. Let's also talk about this project. I mean, what I've found myself doing that works for me in real estate is making videos, whether I put them on TikTok, Reels, YouTube, whatever. It's sort of like becoming hyper local, sort of like a digital mayor, and just sharing information of value with people that want to share things about developments happening in San Diego. And there is a lot. And I think one of the coolest ones is the 5th Street Promenade, I think is what they're going to call it. And what's cool to be talking about that now is that it's actually started already. Like you guys were just telling me about how you've seen the bollards already installed. Like I think that started like less than a month ago. Like they have broken ground, it's going, it's happening. Like it's not just renderings, who knows when this is going to get passed. It's started, it's so exciting. It's so exciting.
It's happening.
I like how it's not, those bollards are not taking up the landscape real estate. That was such a smart idea to allow it to drop down. My only question is, are they manually lifted or are they going to be on timer? And if they are on a timer, is somebody going to be out there watching, make so nobody's driving through?
Or is there a secret button somewhere?
Or is it going to be like Mario Kart? I have this envision. It's going to be Mario Kart, and you're like, dee, 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 dee. And then all of a sudden the clock runs out and it's like, boom, and you're like, blue
shell,
right? And you just, that's how I look at it. You're like, I need to start. I need to get through these things. It's I don't know how they're going to do to raise the ballards every night. And I imagine, again, if I read the proposal, they would say, oh, we go out there, it's safe, this, that. But I saw those. It was super clean. It's super clean.
Yeah, so me personally, like I thought it was actually a really good idea to actually make them like erect like that, just like at a push of a button. I really wasn't sure if the emergency like vehicles will be able to come through, police,
so it's
ambulances
obviously
and
like
stuff like that.
Emergency has to get through, and so do the trucks delivering products for the bars and restaurants.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So I mean,
they got to
go up and down. They have to. But I mean, parking will be gone. Like that's the idea. And it's kind of already like that on weekends. If you've been to 5th Street, like the parking's not there, and people love it. Honestly, like if you've been to 5th Street post-pandemic, it's awesome. Like I think the most fun night I've had in San Diego in the 3 years that I've lived here was like Padres beating LA, and the party that came after that.
Yes.
Like 5th Street was packed.
Oh,
Just
man.
packed.
Oh, it's insane.
That must be so lit. Oh my
Oh, it's
god.
insane.
Yeah.
Like I just got goosebumps just thinking about like that night and how fun that was.
So like, we need another run this year.
Oh man.
Yeah, it is
I
so
can,
fun
I
out
can
here.
send you guys a clip that I took of like a video, just a sea of people, and no cars to park. But yeah, so I mean, I've made a video about this, and like a lot of the controversial comments are about like no more parking, and like let's be real, like we're going to Gaslamp for a Padres game or to get drunk or both.
Yes.
We don't need to be driving there. Like
It's very true.
enough.
Take your public transportation, take
It's
your
very
Uber.
true.
We don't need parking. It's
That's
like it's
very
kind
true.
of a new aspect of society, you know. That
Yeah.
squashes the lack of like maybe 100 parking spots on Fifth. That squashes that argument for me.
There's no parking as it was. Even without all of this, there was no parking really. I mean, you have the way the parking is on Fifth and well downtown. They're talking about angle parking to help alleviate some parking up north. But you're right. When you come
it
to
is an issue.
downtown, you should really Uber in. There's so much to do down here, and you're gonna drink. I mean, look at this. So
And it's so walkable. I mean,
yeah, oh, absolutely.
and I mean, and as far as like real estate value, that will go up from something like that. So Fifth Street Promenade, I believe, is what's going to be called. It's kind of going to copy the Santa Monica Boulevard, or sorry, Santa Monica. I think the 6th Street Promenade is what it is there. I don't know if you've been to the 6th Street Promenade in Santa Monica. Corrects me with the asterisk if it's not 6th Street.
No worries.
But I mean, like you can like go there. They have like plants in the middle, like water features. I was kind of envisioning Fifth Street to have something like that, like.
That'd be fun.
But then the renderings look otherwise. Like it's just the road. So I'm like, is that better or worse? I don't know. It's like sometimes the answer is just keep it simple, stupid, right? Like just keep it simple and just have the brick-looking road. But maybe a water feature would be nice. Maybe more trees. Regardless, it's going to be a draw. It's going to make Gaslamp a way cooler place to be. I think real estate is going up in San Diego like crazy. Like the secret's out. San Diego's a cool place to be. I mean, it's just one of many projects that are going to make it more of a draw.
I love walking to places, and if I got nothing going on, I just go outside and I walk somewhere. You know, instead of just sitting inside not knowing what to do for the day, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go walk for a coffee, and I'm going to walk 10 blocks to Lofty, you know, and go over in that direction and go see, you know, Little Italy and see what's going on.
That's one of the biggest things about actually living in downtown. So I actually would love to plug my buddy Emmett here. He is actually doing real estate here. So if you would actually love and come to live in San Diego, like in downtown, it's one of the best places to actually live. A lot of places, there's a lot of businesses right here, and you can just walk. It's like walking distance, right? Like
everything's walking distance in
downtown. You don't have to
downtown.
drive anywhere.
It's pretty amazing how walkable San Diego is. I mean, like, walkable almost feels like a buzzword as we're drinking like buzzwords here. But that's a buzzword I like. I mean, I love being able to walk everywhere, and I literally live like right behind us.
Yeah, no, right?
I walk everywhere. Like,
It's like I walked out my door into this door.
Yeah.
I walked.
Half door.
Half door. Hey, let's check out this next one here. So number 2 here, we got the what does that say?
Rourke Road Ale. Rourke Road Ale.
Red Ale.
Oh, so,
So
okay.
this one is
twister.
actually going to be very bready, toasty biscuit and slight coffee with a cleansing citrus hop finish. Actually,
It's a cleansing.
Cleansing.
Did you say biscuit?
Yeah, that's actually what it
This,
says.
I love the descriptions from the brewers and the owners because it's very enticing. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have some biscuits, and so let's see. Cheers.
You know me,
Salud.
I love my red ale. Salud.
My bad.
Yeah, you do like the red beers.
I love my red ale,
Skull.
so I'm hoping to try this one and see how good it is. And that's what I love about it. So drinkable, so good.
What is that? That's
Drinkability is high. I do get some bitterness, like that's where the coffee's coming in.
At the end,
No, I'm just getting through it.
do you taste the biscuit?
I kind of taste biscuit. Like Bisquick biscuit. And like the bottom of the Bisquick biscuit that's kind of burnt and bitter. Oh. I'm getting that. I'm actually getting
Nice.
That is such a precise. He's like, you know what happened? I burnt my biscuits today, and that's what I had for breakfast.
And you know, like the Bisquick I'm talking about, like
Yes.
not like the like flaky like cookie cutter biscuits. It's like the you splotch it on there. Those are the biscuits I grew up
like a
with.
scone.
It's like a scone. Or like a stickier scone.
Yeah.
Like just the Bisquick ones. That under layer of the Bisquick biscuit.
Khalil and I love Bay City because they're super open to us, and they're super accommodating to us to get started. And then we went around and we just filmed a bunch of stupid stuff throughout the entire at both breweries of us just being idiots, and and they loved it. And it is such a cool brewery. The tasting room that's here in downtown, here off of 8th, and the main brewery that's sitting over there by
Wait, there's two?
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's one in
Point
Point Loma.
Yeah,
That's their main
that's where they
one.
brew
Not
the beer.
been
Yeah.
there. Okay, that's
Yeah.
where they brew it.
So the Point Loma location will have Ali Burger there, and that's when we were acting like a fool
Amazing.
because these burgers were like just amazing,
Yeah.
and then we're running around like idiots and playing like Connect 4 and like all these games they've got there, and it's just a fun time. The atmosphere of Bay City is just a fun time.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
What
nice
do you
plug
like
for
about
that.
Bay City? We getting ready
So
to
I've
say
only been to the one that's here, and like you guys are like
8th.
naming. Is it 8th? Is it
Yeah,
8th? The one-
it's on
It's
8th,
on 8th.
yeah.
Okay, so just one block over. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, that place is. I feel like it just opened. It's new, fairly new. I wish more people would go there because it's cool. It's got like 2 stories.
Yeah, the rooftop is just absolutely
rooftop
amazing.
is awesome.
It's
the
absolutely
fireplaces
amazing.
and everything.
Awesome.
It's amazing.
I just want there to be like a shuffleboard or pool table or cornhole or something there.
A pool table would be nice up there.
I want games up there. Like, so you were saying the other one has games. Like,
Yes, they have tons of games.
Yeah.
They have a
let's
whole
get
game
games
room.
at the one downtown, and now I'm there every night. Yeah.
They have a full game room at the Point
Nice.
Loma. Well, we'll talk to them. We'll send out a message. Be like, hey, let's get some games.
It almost feels like
Good
that
pool table
rooftop
up there.
is like ready for something up there already. Like they have the space.
Yeah,
They
it's
do.
so elegant up there with the fire pits, the multiple fire pits they have.
multiple fire pits and views. They have
Oh,
views.
jeez, it's
Yeah.
amazing. It really is. You know, not bad.
love
So
it.
Half Door is really cool. This brewery's really got some cool history behind it. And we're going to be doing an episode with them, so I don't want to go too far into it.
Oh, I kind of wanted to.
You want to go into
you,
it?
do you know? Well, no. If you're gonna have another episode about it, we don't have to
Well,
delve into it.
how about
You
a
can
teaser?
totally-
All I know from like rumor has it is that it used to be a brothel. That's all I know.
Oh,
Is
you
there-
know what?
There's the door. That's
I'm not
that's
gonna
like
lie.
the red. That's
Like,
a red light
that's the
district.
door.
Totally see
That's
the
the door.
brothel, like I get that vibe.
Yeah, you
like,
get brothel
in
vibes
a little
while
bit.
you're
Yeah, I
here.
totally
Yeah.
do. With the upstairs and downstairs and just the whole vibe with the bar.
Now I
and
feel
everything.
like there
that's
should be
what
like the
Gaslamp used to
scantily
be.
clad
Oh,
like
man.
people like dressed right here and
Yeah.
like a guy in
Like
with a 6-shooter sitting there waiting like, hey, what do you want?
Absolutely.
Right? I get that vibe now.
Thought about that.
So,
Oh
like,
man,
have you
my
been
wife's
to,
gonna watch this and she's like, you're never allowed there again.
This was like 100 million years
Are you
ago.
gonna go to that
Ever.
brothel
She don't care.
again?
She's like, nope.
Well, then she won't allow you in like trailer park either because
We've been to
above-
Trailer Park.
Well, trailer park's the
she's
below
been
ground one,
before
but
me and I went
above-
there.
So above trailer park is another brothel. That was Wyatt Earp owned that building.
Where's that?
The Trailer Park?
Yeah, where's that?
5th or 6th?
Oh,
5th.
Okay.
It's on 5th. It's on 5th. It's where this promenade's going to be.
Interesting.
But it's an old school building that that's another cool part about like Gaslamp, especially 5th. They keep these old school buildings. Like literally Wyatt Earp like owned this brothel on
man.
5th, right above Trailer Park. Like, there's a
Never
story
knew
there
that
too.
about Winery.
And there's a story for this one too.
I love it.
So Emmett actually lives right next door to Half Door Brewery. Like, what is it like living right next
I
to a
love the
brewery?
fact
Like, what
that
is
you're
like?
now
Like,
you're now mixing words because of the beers that you've been having.
What did I say?
Half Tour Brewery. This is fun. This
You
is
said it
fun.
right. I think you said it right.
Ah, shoot, it's
We can
me.
play
Did
that
I call
back.
it Half Door Brewery? The Half Door Brewery. The Half Door Brewery.
No, it's me.
It's recorded, we'll know.
Dang it.
I've been in and out of the dentist.
You know
lately,
what?
So like my words are.
We're gonna
my
go-
words are a little slurred. And plus, I've been like drinking all day.
You have been.
Sorta.
You
Like,
and I
a
have
little bit
not
of day
been.
drinking.
So I don't have a reason for this now. And so if it is me, I am definitely getting old.
We'll see. We'll
I
see.
know.
So what is it like living right next to a brewery? Half Door. That is awesome.
It's playing with fire to some extent because
You live so close to the stadium as
temptation.
well, too.
well, I've love that I'm next to the stadium like this.
Yeah.
I feel so lucky. It's just awesome. So cool. Living next to a brewery, also very cool. Like, I get to like watch the action from my balcony, like what's going on at Half Door.
That is so cool.
I
My
imagine.
only reservation is like, oh my god, I live next to a badass brewery. Like, I need to like resist sometimes.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Yes.
But Half Door is great, and you should try the food because it is actually good.
Right? It is amazing.
Yeah.
I really love the food here.
You got something the last time we were here. I can't remember what it was. It was like a.
I don't remember either, but I'm gonna tell you right now, it was amazing, and you should get it.
I'm like,
Okay, fair enough.
I'm mad at myself for not knowing what this food item is called, but it's a chicken bowl with crispy chicken and mashed potatoes, gravy, and corn, and it is fire.
sounds hearty.
Like a
Fire.
KFC bowl.
It's
It's fire.
elevated
KFC.
AF KFC bowl.
Renamed.
That famous bowl. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. But it does sound really good. I would love to have it from like an actual brewery than some piece of shit KFC.
Yeah.
There's
Whoa.
some love that goes into the food here. It's really good.
I
Yep,
like
we're
that.
getting sued.
So
Don't worry, we have no money, so it's okay.
what we have next is this stout right here.
This stout, I'm
This
actually getting
stout.
excited
What is
about this here.
This is the Coleman stout.
What do we got on the list there? What does it say about this thing?
I was telling
Let's
Khalil
see.
earlier, I tend to generally not like stouts
That's
or
right.
porters.
That
I'm not
is
a stout
right.
or porter guy.
Okay, so I'm on this team.
Smoke me in the comments.
No,
Fair enough. Fair
So
enough.
so while we've been doing this, I've been getting some stouts that are like really starting to draw me to, but I find that it's not everywhere. So I don't like all stouts, obviously, but there's a couple stouts now that I've had. I'm like, you know what? If I'm gonna have a stout, I'm gonna have that stout because it's been that way for me.
That's
Well,
fair.
let's see if this is
That's
that
fair.
stout.
Cheers, man.
So cheers,
Did
brother.
I drink Guinness on St. Patty's Day? Yes,
Yeah.
I did. Cheers.
I just love the smell of stouts, though.
It's so roasty.
I'm the kind of guy that like smells his coffee
Roasty.
before he drinks
I like
it.
that.
So what it says here
roasty.
is
What is that?
so
Like
roasty.
straight barbecue.
Yeah. Like it has
Oh, no,
this,
that's
this roasty
barbecue.
taste to it.
Barbecue.
It's so
That's
good.
Barbecue.
That's Kansas City barbecue right there.
You're trying this too?
You like? We got thumbs up
That's
over
right.
here.
We got thumbs
Wait,
up.
do you like
We got a
stouts?
thumbs up.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
he does. Yeah.
that
Nice,
thumbs up. That
nice.
we can't count the thumbs up. Do you give it a thumbs up?
I'm giving this a thumbs up.
Wow.
Yes. I like
Because
that.
I've never tasted Kansas City barbecue in a glass like that.
Nice.
That's
I
cool.
feel like this
That's
is
cool.
brisket in a glass.
Brisket in a glass. Brisket.
Nice.
I like that over Kansas City barbecue. Brisket
Brisket
in
in a glass.
So what this actually says is it's an Irish dry stout on nitro.
Yeah.
Smooth, creamy body, light nut, roasty coffee taste.
Interesting.
And I'm just gonna go ahead and say I agree with every word I just said right now. This is amazing. I love this stout.
Well, you're a
But
stout
add-
person.
I love
Add
stouts.
barbecue. Like there is a
There's
brisket,
a
smoky
there is.
barbecue, Kansas
I like
City,
that.
whatever.
I
That
could.
smoky.
This would
roasty
really go
taste
good
flavor
with
to
some
it. It's so
brisket.
good.
And there's a smoky roastiness to a lot of stouts, but this one's more so. Like,
You know what would be good with this? The
just
Cardiff
looking here.
Crack tri-tip
Ooh.
with this.
Yeah.
They should collab. Like half
This will
half
go great with
door,
some barbecue.
some Cardiff Crack. Do like a one-time sell some tickets, let people come in here and have this paired with that. And then like finish it with like a dark chocolate. And this is a journey right here.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta
technically, I believe what it sounds like, it's a coffee stout. Which you're gonna get that oatmeal, chocolate, or coffee. I think
get
this
that.
one's a coffee.
But I'm overpowered by the fact that I just want barbecue right now.
Same.
Right?
Get this guy some ribs.
What I like about it is that the barbecue's coming out so much.
This
That's
is
so cool.
This is a fun stout.
I like it.
This is a very fun.
I like it a lot.
Do you get barbecue? You want some brisket too now?
I do.
And that's a vegetarian.
You're vegetarian? I didn't know that.
No, he's not
That's
vegetarian.
awesome.
He's Texan. He's not vegetarian.
Texan? Okay. Fair enough. So
he's like I got a cow in the garage.
I personally, I wanted to get a little bit more info on like how the Fifth Avenue Promenade is actually going to affect real estate. Like, is that going to?
We should get back to the whole reason for this.
The whole reason
We're just going to get into our episode, which is drinking beer. But yes, you're right. Fifth Avenue.
Hey, I'm here for both.
So we need Fifth Avenue to have more barbecue to pair with this.
There you go.
A pit right in the middle of Fifth.
That's
oh my
right.
God! Now we're talking.
Yeah. Is this going to boost your sales, or is this going to like
for
slow
sure it's a
things
boost.
down a bit?
No, it's a boost.
This is a selling point, right?
This is absolutely a selling point. As far as like downtown is definitely attracting a younger crowd, and so I'm fairly new to San Diego. I've only been here 3 years.
Wait, hold on. I had no idea.
Yeah.
He said it earlier.
I'm from.
He did say it earlier.
So I grew up in Davis, California, by Sacramento, and then I went to school in Santa Cruz. I'm a slug, and then lived there for 13 years. And
wow. Okay.
I mean, it's not a big population. It's beautiful, but I got bored. 13 years anywhere, I'm gonna get bored, I guess. And then had intention and plans to move to San Diego before the pandemic and all that. And then, like, as I'm moving here,
why did you choose San Diego?
Good question. I mean, at the time, I was considering, like, I needed to move into a city. I needed that in my life. And San Francisco was very expensive at the time, still is. I think San Diego's almost caught up to San Francisco, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's very similar, but San Diego's a little bit. I would love to live in like Southern California, San Diego. Of course, I'm born and raised here, and I absolutely love this place. And there's no better place to live on this planet other than San Diego. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that out there.
Hence, Emmett. All right, bring it back.
Wait, sorry, no, finish.
You like that? You like that? What I loved about that whole like monologue there was that you're like, hey, you know what? If I lived in Southern San Diego, which I do, I would want to live nowhere else than San Diego, which I do. And if you do,
wait, yeah, I thought there was where's the other?
That was like, look at me, I live in Southern San Diego.
I've been born and raised in San Diego, and like every time I hear about any other place, I'm just like, San Diego's better. I love this place. It's so great here.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
it's
so
home.
like San
It's home. I
Francisco.
love it.
We should ask the Texan.
Well, he's been here 13 years.
Oh, he said he agrees.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
He's like, good job, but there's no cows.
Like,
Although happy cows live in California.
Northern California is great.
I grew up in Davis, which is kind of known as a cow town.
Yeah.
Yes, there are parts of Davis that smell like cow shit.
Yeah, you do not want to live in a cow
Oh,
town.
I don't want that.
Unless you're a cow farmer. Like if you're,
I love growing up
that's
in
different.
Davis. I mean, and it's an ag school, big vet program, big, and it's a good school. But yeah, I mean, one high school. Like I went from one town to then another town, and I just needed to get out. I needed to get to a city, and yeah, I mean, my broker lived in San Diego before I moved here, and he kind of like told me like, hey, I'll mentor you, you know, like. I mean, he's a real estate attorney. He's owned his business for 20 years. It's like, okay, I got
into real estate?
Yes,
or?
it is.
Oh,
See, that's the way
I
to do
can't
it.
like squander this opportunity. Like I have a guy that's going to show me the ropes. Like,
That is great.
I have to do it.
Would you say if it wasn't for this guy, you wouldn't like necessarily be in real estate? Or were you already kind of somewhat interested in it already?
That's hard to say. I mean, I've worked in real estate offices before, or just one other really. But I was really young, like right after college, and I just didn't know that I wanted to do real estate at the time. I didn't know what it entailed, and it entails a lot. But,
you gotta take a test.
I'm balls deep now. If you have a pulse, you can pass that test. That's not like.
So I didn't pass it. No, I'm joking.
Awkward. So okay. Let me digress. The test was somewhat challenging, but it doesn't teach you anything about what real estate's actually about.
Yeah.
Real estate is a lot of technicalities, some of which will be on the test. Hopefully you have a good broker who can navigate you through all that, because you don't learn it in a year or two. You learn it in like 5 to 10 years, and there's new laws happening all the time. Having a good broker means everything. What real estate's more about is building relationships with people, lifelong relationships, literally lifelong relationships.
That's true. I use the same real estate agent every time. I've been with them. I just use the same one.
Good.
I've noticed that a lot of real estate agents,
it's really true,
especially like, are going by referral.
It's a business of referrals. It's also a business of marketing, and part of what I like to make online videos is marketing.
His stuff.
Yeah,
oh my god.
social media is
like
so
I'm
important.
like if I was to buy again, I'm
insane.
like teetering here, because like I got some serious like loyalty with my guy, but he doesn't make reels like he does. Okay, I'm sitting here like I laughed freaking loud that I'm pretty sure that people thought something was wrong with me when you did the Bud Light one. Like, oh my god! I freaking lost my shit. So I was like, oh my god! And people are like looking at me because I have my earbuds in and I'm watching this, and I was so loud when I laughed in a quiet area that everybody was looking at me, and I'm like, hey, you just don't. You gotta watch it! And I'm like yelling because my earbuds are still in. You gotta see this, and I love it. So
I'm glad I can make you laugh. That's kind of like what makes me happy,
Awesome.
But it's humanizing. It's humanizing.
That's right.
Okay. And so, as far as like using social media as a business advertisement, basically, I would say, someone told me this morning, like the ratio should be 2 to 1, like 2 personal posts and 1 business post. And I kind of like that.
Okay.
My description earlier was like, it's the salt in the stew. So I do like putting in like a real estate related video that might just sound like jargon to most people, or they might not like want to listen to real estate because they're not looking to buy a home. It doesn't really apply to them. So just the salt in the stew, because if you overdo it, you're like shoving something down someone's throat. They don't want that. So I mean,
that's us.
Most of the joy I
you
get
will enjoy
from,
this. You will
Well, yeah,
enjoy this.
we're
You'll
shoving
watch
beer
it.
down the throat.
You
We're
will
having
watch it.
fun.
You're gonna
We're
drink.
having fun. That's what it's about.
This is beer. Everybody loves beer, right?
Make people smile and laugh. Beer
I
does
like
that.
I like that.
So
I guess that was
to
one
me,
of the.
it's like it's the salt in the stew. It's the salt in the stew. That's what George R.R. Martin says about like dragons and magic in Game of Thrones. It's the salt in the stew. So I kind of just like stole that from him. Like, real estate and social media is the salt in the stew. That's all I got there.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. It makes sense. Like when we were doing ours and we started up, we were doing like reading a lot and watching, and like you saw Brian Christopher stuff, and Brian Christopher stuff, and and I kind of like take, but he's just a massive influencer when it comes to slot games. He's a #1 in the world. And
so you just introduced me to that today.
Oh, God.
What is his deal? I couldn't like delve into it.
So Brian Christopher, for one, being just this absolutely awesome personality, he plays slot games. That's what he does, and he films himself playing slot games at casinos, and
he's good at them.
Not well. He's good. Like he goes through.
Joking.
But there are some strategies to it, and he'll go into it. And he'll talk about the games, and he'll review the games, kind of like we do the breweries, right? So we're the Brian Christopher of breweries. No, I wish.
Brian Christopher.
I'm Christopher Bryan. I know we talked about that, right? So
I was just like, wait a minute, are you talking about yourself?
So he is just carved himself this niche of playing slot games, and he got so popular doing it that they made his casino game or his own slot games just this last year or the year before last year. I think it was like at the beginning of 2021 or end of 2021, beginning of 2022. They actually gave him his own line of games. And he does Carnival Cruise, like the floating casino.
Cool.
They bring him out. Like he is blown up in his industry, and all he does is play video games, these slot games, and he loses a lot and he wins. But the beauty behind it, it's the personality. Bringing me back to your videos, like if I'm gonna go and buy a house, like me, I like the personality. Like it just draws you to a person. I want somebody that's personable, that's likable, that I enjoy being around, as opposed to somebody that and that knows the business, as to somebody that's just like really dry. Yeah. Because if you're really dry, I'm kind of like put off on the home buying thing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really. I'm about the journey. And so Brian Christopher does a very good job about creating this journey for people in the slot industry and playing video games. And he brings in like crowds, they all play together and do like these mega gambles and stuff like that. And I saw a lot of similarity with your videos on how you have fun, you play with your personal life, and you bring it back home. And it's like your salt in the stew. Back to the home thing, which is bringing it back to the real estate side of things and understanding. And that is one of the big reasons I wanted to talk to you about Fifth Avenue. Because you're personable, you're relatable, and your thumb is on the pulse, right? And it directly affects you personally, and you're going to tell it how it is. And here we are.
That. Oh my God.
And here we are drinking beer.
That's amazing.
That is not the beers talking, because I've only had the 4 and I haven't been day drinking like you. So
that felt so real. That's awesome.
So real. Sentimental.
Whoa. So I mean, I've made some videos about like Seaport Village redevelopment, about Gaslamp Promenade, even about like the high-speed rail from LA to San Francisco.
I saw that today, yeah.
And so like, some of them have been like really going kind of viral recently, and that's not like, it's new to me. I'm new to that. And it's cool to like be a part of something like this and like to like bring it back and make it real. Like really what it's all about is like I want to meet people who live where I live and want to go to the Gaslamp with me and hang out and I want to get to know my community, and if I can make a video that provides something of value to the community I'm in, that's amazing. That's great. And I feel like that's what we're trying to do now too. And to meet you guys and anyone else is just amazing. Like that is the goal. And I mean, if anyone's seen this video and wants to like hang out in Gaslamp with me, like or
they know where to find you here at Half Door.
Yeah,
right next to Half Door.
Like that's the goal, is like to actually build a real community and have conversations about where we live and each other. And it kind of comes back to like meeting clients where they're at. Like the clients are friends. Like I'm making lifelong relationships with people.
That is awesome.
And that's what it's about for me. That's the whole point of making videos and and everything I do to market or know more about real estate in San Diego. It's to help my peers, and I feel like that's me being good at what I do.
Oh, it's really awesome.
I agree.
No. I think we do need to.
We need to go to the next one.
To the next beer.
Yeah, Mind of Its Own. This is a Mind of Its Own. What do you got for Mind of Its Own?
Mind of Its Own.
And while we taste this one, I actually have the next question lined up in my head, and I think it's going to be a good one.
Oh,
you ready? Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
What's Mind of Its Own, and then I'm going to ask the question.
Okay. All right. So what we got here for Mind of Its Own, it's actually a double West Coast IPA made with our friends at Rincon Brewery, made with local honey Notes of grapefruit,
You don't like it, do you?
pine, and slight caramel.
You don't like it, do you? That's
it
a
too
hoppy
hoppy for
beer.
you?
That's a hoppy beer,
Is it?
right?
It's hoppy.
Is that fall in the realm of
That's
the?
fair.
Did he say skunk butt? Did he
Is
say-
it? It's playing. It's playing with the area, but not quite.
Well, it's,
All right.
I definitely do taste the hops to this one.
Yes,
Yeah,
this is
this is
once
West
I
Coast.
smelled
This is
it and I
West Coast.
tasted it before you said West Coast,
Yeah.
I was like, this is what I was gonna say
Yeah.
West Coast IPA, and it's a very distinct step up
Yeah.
from regular IPA. This was again the
Mind of its own.
mind of its own.
It definitely has a mind of its own, for sure.
This brings me back to the question before you guys had your piss break.
Right.
All right. So
Yeah.
the question is what the hell is a duck walk?
I was wondering that too. I was
Because
totally
he's like
wondering that.
he's worried about
saved it.
worried about his
He
boyfriend.
saved it.
He's so worried about it. He's so worried about it. Like I love that.
He's laughing
I know.
because this is all him.
I
This is
love
all him.
I love that freaking that reel. I hope you saved it because I like it blew my mind. I was laughing so loud
that's
about.
okay.
And I was like,
Oh,
but then
this
I was
is the
like,
question.
oh shit. What the hell is a duck walk? Like I'm like wah, 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 wah. What the hell am I
Kind
looking
of
at?
that. Kind of that. But
Okay,
it's more like
Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
it's more like that.
I love it. Cue duck walk. I love
Walk.
So
What is that?
my boyfriend is much more like into certain aspects of gay culture than I am. This is a RuPaul reference. This is like Anita.
Okay, now-
Anita, right?
Now I'm starting to get in there, right? Anita
she,
or
like,
RuPaul?
coined the
Anita.
Anitra.
Anitra.
Okay.
Anitra.
Anitra.
This is how clueless I am about gay culture. So
You still able to hear
Anitra
us?
from RuPaul, she coined the duck walk, which is like a drag-like move.
Okay.
Ah.
So I did make like a TikTok reel recently. Like,
Did you do it though? Did you do?
No, I cannot. No.
I remember seeing
I can't
it,
even
and
do
I
the
was just like
Macarena.
asking everybody, what's the duck walk? What's
I
the duck walk? What is that?
replayed that reel like 10 times. And then I ran over like a little freaking idiot to Jolene. I'm like, Jolene, you gotta watch it. This is freaking hilarious. And then I was like, what's the duck walk? But I don't care because the whole
duck
flipping
walk?
thing is amazing.
Yeah.
Love it. That's so funny. So the duck walk is like, it's just it's a drag move. It's a move that Anitra has coined, and it kind of like imagine like not Donald Duck, but like an animated duck walking. It's kind of that, but like a person doing it.
What do you think of this double IPA?
I'm thinking like this is like going back to earlier in the episode, our first beer. Like I was asking you guys like what's the difference between a West Coast IPA? This is a West Coast IPA.
Yes, right? Brings it into the
Here it is.
Wikipedia
This
answer
is-
I pulled
this
up.
is it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
it
It's a
does.
little less hazy, but it has that hoppiness to it.
It's way less hazy.
Way less
Yeah.
hazy. That's
It
like got
is.
some clarity
Yes.
right there.
You're right. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
citrus still hard for me to pick out. I don't know.
I don't pick citrus out
You
of
don't.
it.
You don't taste it. Okay.
No. I might have said it earlier, but I think my taste buds are dead.
I think you said it about the hazy one, but I couldn't taste it then, and I don't taste it now.
Yeah, I don't taste citrus here. I just get hops. I get light body and I get hops and dragon breath.
And dragon fruit.
Dragon breath.
Oh, dragon breath.
Yeah, the fruit would be nice, but no, this is total breath. Like if I go and talk to somebody and close talk them, they're gonna be like,
Yeah, that's dragon breath. Like,
Yes.
2 steps
like
back,
when-
please.
holy crap.
Your bartender's hung over and like leaning over the bar too closely. That's
Yeah,
dragon breath.
you're like
We don't
I
like
don't know
that.
you that
We
way. You're still getting your tip, but back up.
You're not my college housemate. No.
So the next one that we have on the list is the
it.
Trapel.
Ooh.
So I actually extremely love Trapels.
You actually like it?
I do like
Actually, though.
Have you tried this
I
one
mean,
yet?
seriously or actually? Is it
it.
actuality?
Actually, I love
I was
Trapels.
surprised
They-
today.
I've been saying that like this whole time.
We're walking up in Fifth Avenue. He's like, I actually think that'd be a good spot. Actually, that's really great.
Really, truly.
Oh, you should do that.
But the thing about Trapels, they always have that extremely high alcohol content.
Yes.
But
Let's
it's
play.
not like very hoppy.
Let's play.
It's like the flavor doesn't extremely like just punch you in the mouth. It's actually really good.
Actually, let's do it. Cheers,
Can I say
fellas.
actually again?
Last one.
Really, truly, you did, actually.
Actually, I did.
Ooh.
Tripels are good.
Ooh.
I
So
like Tripels.
I've had this one a lot. This is
okay.
This is my go-to,
This
like
your
bang
go-to.
for your buck.
It's a 10.5.
10.5.
Bang
and
for
it does
your
not
buck.
taste like
Bang
it.
for your
I'm gonna
buck.
tell you right now, you drink the Tripel here and you go over to Bay City and get a Juicy Gang, you're done.
Oh, you're done.
Between the two, you're done.
The Juicy Gang. I think we've had the Juicy Gang before. Yeah, we've had
That's
that.
such a
Juicy
solid
Gang's
beer.
really good. I love the Juicy
We call it the
Gang.
Gucci, but that's
Gucci.
just us.
Gucci Gang.
Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang.
There you
And,
go.
and they're blonde. And they're blonde on the weekends. On the weekend bartenders, you can call the blonde a hall pass, and you'll get the blonde.
Yeah.
Instead of asking for a blonde, you can say, "I'll take the hall pass." They'll give you a blonde.
Yep.
And they
Go
give
ahead
you a
and get
what?
you on hall
The
pass.
blonde.
A hall pass?
Yeah. So if
And
you
get the
watch
blonde?
episode 1 from us,
Yeah.
they'll explain that we actually renamed it as a secret menu item, the hall
Okay.
pass,
Yep.
and you get a blonde. Because the joke was on me that my wife's blonde, and I always drink blonde beers, and my wife's like, "Okay, the only other blonde you can ever have is a blonde beer."
Of course.
And right? And she jokes. She always gives me shit. She she really gives me shit all the time. It's awesome.
She
I love
does,
it.
she
We have
does.
a really great back and forth. But so she's always like, "I'm the only blonde for you," and then she's like, I'll order a blonde beer, and she's like, "Oh, you like 2 blondes?" So it's always a thing with us. And in the episode, it became, "Well, if you can come out here, you can have a blonde without your wife. It'll be your hall pass." And so, hence the hall pass blonde.
Yeah, and
Got
Jolie
it.
is absolutely
that's a cute
amazing.
story.
Like, I was actually talking to her the other day, and I had to apologize. I felt like I was taking Brian away from his family,
To drink beer.
his wife, just to drink beer and hang out and stuff like that. And she's like, "No, it's cool. Keep doing it."
It's material for her.
I like messing with him. I like making jokes. Like, I get on him so bad about this. Like, I'm just like, okay, cool. Like, we'll continue drinking, hanging out. It's great.
I'm a battered person.
That's awesome. That's great.
Well, it's always a horrible time to buy a house.
Yes.
I heard it's gonna be like the prices are gonna be going a little bit lower. Like, the market's gonna crash within the next
I've been saying that for quite a while. There's an adjustment coming for sure.
Lateral trend.
I said that a few weeks ago.
There's been a correction.
But I don't know
Less
how
so
much-
in San Diego
Yeah, right?
than everywhere else.
Yeah, they're like so normally you do, and you can correct me if I'm wrong because I didn't pass my real estate exam.
That you never took.
That I never took. But you
That's
can
fair.
follow the trends from the other states, and it will make its way to California.
No. It's the opposite is true.
Wait,
Right?
what?
Oh, California
As
is
far as
trends.
like real
I thought it
estate
started on the
laws,
East Coast
they
and-
start in California.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
That's why. That's right.
It
And
starts in California.
so
huh?
California
Okay.
kind of like held, and everybody else was started dropping, right?
Wait, sorry, for what?
Like California real estate kind of it had like it flatlined, and then everybody else like on the East Coast and everybody started dropping. They had a correction, and then back to California,
we're
we're still
exactly. I
kinda
think
going up.
No, I think everyone had somewhat of a correction at the same time.
Wikipedia. All right.
San Diego is somewhat of an anomaly. So the places that had accelerated growth the most during the pandemic, like the craziest surge we've ever seen, believe it or not, Boise, Idaho is number 1.
What?
So you can have your theories about that. Like, it was cheap.
I love their sports teams.
It
I love
was cheap.
Boise.
Now it's not. A lot of Californians moved there because they could work remotely. So Boise accelerated the fastest as far as like the price of homes going up. Second was Phoenix, Arizona, and then a tie for third was Miami and San Diego. So those 4 places went way up the fastest and the most during the pandemic years of these crazy low rates and all that.
So I was looking at Clearwater. Like I saw some stuff on Clearwater, Florida, and the population growth in Clearwater and the real estate market growth in Clearwater.
Well, population's one thing, real estate's related but different. As far as I know, like Miami and a lot of other places in Florida went way up. Like Florida, yes, like it boomed. Like more
Well, I
than
mean, if
Texas
you're going to
did.
retire,
True,
It
a lot
helps.
of people.
It
and
really
the
does
pandemic,
help.
The pandemic did cause a lot of people to retire, so that's a good theory as to why maybe prices went up in Florida. So what that means now is like hard to say. I think most places are just doing a lateral trend where it's like the prices are just staying what they're at.
Well, I'm
where
happy
they're at,
about that.
and they might stay that way for a long time. I mean, I don't think a crash is happening. No.
I don't see it here.
And we go back to what we talked about,
especially like downtown area. I feel like downtown has it's unique in the fact that it always has a draw. For instance,
a big draw will be the Promenade.
Oh, it would be huge. Out east, you have what is it?
Well, there's the one of the biggest developments on the West Coast. It's going to be the Gaylord development, is what it's called.
Which one's
I would say east.
Yeah, I said no. Let's talk about
Chula
this.
Vista, sorry.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I know. Yeah. No, I was talking about 8 East. As you head out, it is, and this is why we don't drink before we. No. Anyways.
No, we'll figure this out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We have computers in our pockets. We'll figure this out.
God damn it! All right, computer in my pocket. What is it? Where's my computer in my pocket? It's like right there on the tip of my tongue. Let me pull up old Google Maps.
This is the first
Alpine.
time.
That's what I was thinking of.
Oh, Alpine.
Yeah, so Alpine.
That's out there.
Right, so Alpine has its own pocket because Alpine, like, when the real estate crashed everywhere else in San Diego County, Alpine kind of held strong. And it just, as things happen in big waves everywhere else, Alpine does little waves. It follows the market. But it does like this.
Far east,
it just does this like little.
Wants to live out there. It's so
but
far off.
It's
to the
really
side.
nice. It's actually really nice.
You can get some good land out there, I believe.
For the bang for the buck.
Yeah,
but
bang for the buck.
The schooling's okay. Fairly good. Actually, it's fairly good. I remember going out to Alpine and going to the grocery store and seeing Mrs. Clarson's third grade class, and they in the grocery store, the photos that the kids drew. The third grade class was in. I mean, that's small town.
You actually remember that?
Yeah, that's small town living.
Good
But that's small town living. Like when it's just different. And when I saw that the real estate market would follow the trends but not swing as hard in Alpine, it made sense to me. That's a smaller, tight-knit community.
Yeah.
Well, to your point, like real estate does get hyper-local. So I mean, even when the boom started in the pandemic, where everyone's like, okay, crazy rates, let's all scramble to buy. It started in the suburbs of San Diego, and San Diego County is huge.
Yeah.
And it took a while to get to downtown. People weren't going crazy for condos. There was a time when there were still like 10, 15, 20 offers being made on a house in the suburbs, but still like condos in downtown weren't like competitive. And then that changed too, and it became very competitive downtown. And I just see like a leveling out. Like I think everything, like the big reshuffling happened.
I'm happy
because of COVID. And I hope you all refied if you were able to, and got your good rates. But now that that's all like over with, I mean, I think we're just gonna see a lot of people are thinking like 2008, it's gonna crash. I mean, I don't know what my opinion is worth, but like I do see and read a lot of other opinions, and no one thinks there's gonna be a crash. It's unless World War III starts, which I mean,
even if it does, San Diego, I think, especially in this region, in the downtown area where we're talking about for the episode, I feel like it's solid. Where and again, I don't want to get political on things, but I feel like the one thing that does impact San Diego real estate is homelessness.
Oh yeah, we have to bring that up. We do. And that'll be the number one most controversial issue always.
I agree.
Yeah. We have to talk about it.
Yeah, we
Let's
do
do
have
it.
to talk about it. Yeah.
Let's do it.
That's
okay, so no one here, no one in the comments has a magic wand to solve this issue. Let's establish that right away.
Do it, and we'll send it to whoever.
Down below. What you think about the homeless population?
You know what?
And like
magic wand.
Yes, magic. Hashtag magic wand. And then on top of that, we will send that comment with everybody else's comment to whoever precedes Nathan Fletcher when he's out. So let's do this.
What do you think about the homeless population right now?
Well, no. He's got the magic
solve
wand.
it?
You can't solve it.
Well, we can't solve it, but what's the best in Florida right now? Can we?
No. Homeless? You think we can solve it?
So I guess my I guess my opinion is build more so that people can actually like afford housing. It's in my mind, it's simple supply and demand. There's a huge demand. There's very little supply. Build more housing. But I just say that as a realtor. I'm not a developer. I'm not a builder. I don't know the ins and outs of doing that.
Right.
I mean, I do know that there's 0 condos being built downtown. 0. There's like 9 cranes in downtown. They're all apartments, rentals.
Yep.
There's like litigation issues where the owners can sue the builders for a 10-year period. I don't know all the logistics of that exactly, but I do know there are 0 condos being built, lots of apartments being built. Building is a solution to both problems. When a stack of buildings comes into downtown, everyone else's rent goes down. Like that is the solution to the expensive rent. It's building more. Yeah. So, I mean, I think that can also help homelessness. It's just by building more.
I agree. I think
that's like
affordable housing is a big
answer.
thing. Like there is a lot of people losing their homes for the horrible, like affordable housing issue. But beyond that, living downtown as you do, we also have the mental health issue, which is a big cause of homelessness in San Diego.
Sorry, the what?
Mental health. So.
And that's an issue you have to deal with now. Like building is not dealing with that now.
Yeah. So when the asylums closed down, the mental health facilities closed down that were housed and funded by the government, all those people were sent to the streets. So
that was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. But the trend of not having a way to give proper medical attention to people needing it has always been an issue. And homelessness downtown, from what I see, and this is my own personal opinion, the majority of the homeless people that I run and encounter have mental health issues, whether it's schizophrenia or manic depressant episodes.
You have to put addiction in that category as well.
Addiction's in there too.
We can't just ignore the elephant in the room.
No, addiction is a huge thing because San Diego County has bed space for homeless people, but they have a very stringent requirement of no drugs. You got to pass no alcohol. There's a requirement for bed space that they have. And addiction in the mind overtakes the need. Those was it Maslow's hierarchy of needs for shelter.
The thing about addiction is that it actually becomes a form of survival for these people. So when it comes to addiction, it's like when it comes to thinking about the drugs that they're using, it becomes a form of survival. So without that drug in the brain, it feels like they're not going to survive ultimately. So I'm not saying that like, hey, there should be a little bit more lenient on some of the drugs that they're using or such, but I think that it is something that they should take into consideration when it comes to
there's so much out there.
Building some type of shelter for these people.
Drugs can trigger
there needs to be shelter for addicts and just other physical and mental disabilities. I think the problem we're running into is that like a majority of 911 responses from either police or firemen or ambulances are because of homeless people. It's like that's like a majority of what they do. Like 911 calls, they're just responding to homeless crises, whatever.
Right.
But so, I mean, does that mean there needs to be some kind of like middleman, some buffer where like if there's some kind of shelter for homeless people where I think the problem in my mind is that there are 911 calls. If so many phone calls are going to 911 calls of firemen, policemen, and ambulance drivers dealing with nothing but homeless people, I mean that's a problem for everyone else too. Where it's like all these resources are used up.
Absolutely.
Where there's got to be some kind of way to consolidate people that need help, so they don't have to be hitting up 911 all the time. Yep. I think that's my point.
It's
just
true.
try to make things more efficient.
No, it's true. It's true. So like, no matter what, unless you have this magic wand that people put in the comments, if it makes it, that's always, no matter where you go. San Diego has such beautiful weather. It is such a livable climate. It attracts survival. And because of that, you always have a homeless issue. You always have homeless problems because of the climate that you're in.
Agreed.
But so it's also true in New York and Chicago that don't have nice weather.
It's
very true. It's a free country. People can move wherever they want.
It's very true.
Is it as bad in New York or Chicago? Is that what you're saying? Because I would have no idea.
I think there's definitely.
I didn't know that.
That's because you've never been.
Well, obviously, I've never been, and I don't know what it's like.
I live in San Diego. If you live in San Diego,
this is like I mean, California cities are not the only one with homeless crisis. No.
I live in the country of San Diego.
Because the thing about it is like even in the winter, you can still survive right here in San Diego, even though it's cold as shit.
We had homeless. We had homeless in Alaska.
There's shelters.
Yeah, we did have homeless in Alaska.
Okay. So shelters.
Yeah.
Okay.
No one is homeless in New York and Chicago and surviving that winter without a shelter.
Or some means to get warm. It's very true.
Absolutely. You're not pitching a fucking tent
if you don't have means to get warm, you're just not going to survive. It's just the way it is.
I don't know where this conversation goes.
This is the part of the non-edit
part of it at all. I mean, we're just like we're friends now and having this conversation. That's great.
Right. Yeah.
Included or not, like it's all good. It's on all of our minds. It is.
Right.
And especially like I'll make videos about. It doesn't matter what video I make. Actually, there will always be the question of the homeless situation. Yeah. Doesn't matter what video I make, whether it's like the Seaport redevelopment, whether it's the Gaslamp Promenade, or whether it's like a high-speed rail from LA to San Francisco, the question of homelessness will always come up. Also parking, but more importantly, homelessness. And like, there's no answer to that. Like,
I challenge you on this.
Okay.
I challenge you on this. The duck walk. Did you get a homeless conversation on the duck walk?
Brian, there were multiple people saying, "What is the duck walk?"
I'm glad I wasn't the only one.
You do it if you're homeless? No.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that said like,
or
what the
no.
fuck is the duck walk?
Yes or no? I was like, what the? So Khalil and I were talking, and we're like the most open-minded people.
True that.
And
I know that now. I've gotten to know you guys.
Our show is the most open-minded show. Like I always start every episode like with the owners of a brewery. I'm like, I really hope that none of these on my side are sour, because I don't hold back, and I don't like sours. So, if you want,
I like sours.
So if you want to have a good episode,
that's expected.
Give him the sours. I mean, like it's
Do you
just
like sours, Khalil?
He holds his tongue. I don't hold my tongue on sours. I'm like
I like sours.
so like,
we have the water. Like this is our anniversary sour. I'm like,
to be completely honest, like I think that I'm more on board with Brian with like, I'm not that big on sours.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of sours that I've tasted from some of the breweries that we've been to.
Pure Project
that I really
Sour.
liked.
Pure Project Sour was awesome.
Yeah.
I
Pure
could-
you
Project
guys
has
like
really good sours.
No,
sours.
well, maybe I
There's
just don't
some
like certain
sours that I
sours.
really like because I have a sweet tooth. So if it's nice and sweet and I like the taste to it, I'll fucking love it. Like I'm ready to drink. Let's
He's
go.
like, this
It
is
doesn't
candy in
matter.
a glass. I just had a glass of Skittles. Holy shit. Come on now.
So watch out for Skittles these days. Like, what's the Skittle controversy? Like,
Well, it's something
Skittles
about like poison.
they're unhealthy. It's not a cultural thing.
No,
It's a
no.
health
It's like
thing.
causes cancer or something.
Yeah, yeah,
I've been
yeah,
eating
you know what I'm
Skittles
talking
my
about.
entire
Yeah.
life. I don't
I
have
didn't know
cancer.
that.
Shit. I'm in my 40s. Damn it. Damn it.
Oh
No, I'm
my
kidding.
god, I did not know that. I had
Yeah,
no
that's,
idea.
that's what they're saying.
But then we always knew that Mountain
but
Dew
you
had
know
Yellow
what?
5 and that shrunk our balls. But
I heard that.
Red 5? Was it Red 5? Yeah.
who's
Mountain
but,
Dew, I
who,
heard
who
that
are these
shit.
scientists measuring our balls? Like how much Yellow 5 have you had? Like
Yeah. You're like,
these
this
numbers come from? I don't know.
person expressly exhibits small ball syndrome.
Yeah.
He drinks Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
I remember
got that
hearing
one.
I remember hearing that Mountain Dew kills your sperm. I was like, no more Mountain Dew. Fuck that. I'm not drinking it anymore.
Khalil's like, more Mountain Dew over here. I don't own any kids.
I hear that Half Door beers increase your sperm count. Yeah.
I also heard that Half Door beers
there we go.
makes you look sexier. I'm pretty damn sexy right now. All I'm saying.
Love you guys.
Hey guys, this is Brian, Khalil, Beers of a Feather.
Thanks for
Here
having me,
with
guys.
Emmett.
I had
Man, really
so much
appreciate
fun.
your
Thanks for
time.
having me.
Thank you
That was
guys.
fun.
Appreciate you guys.
Check it out. If you want to buy a house, hit up Emmett. There's a link below.
Let's have a
Check
conversation.
it out.